A few years back, I wrote a single article on a brand new website that got me over $3 million in client requests in 2 weeks. And no, it's not a typo, nor is it BS. I'll be honest, when it first happened, it blew my mind because I was not expecting that kind of impact. All I was doing was writing a case study. However, because I was fairly new to writing at the time, it turns out that I wrote that case study very differently to how most people write them, and the changes I made worked insanely well. To make sure it wasn't a fluke, I tested out this method again and again for a lot of success, both for my own project work on my own blog, as well as for my role as head of content for a company with over 480,000 members. In this video, I'll show you the major mistake that 99% of people make when they write case studies, the 2 simple sentences you need to make more sales, as well as how to get a flood of interest and even backlinks to your case study. No joke, but these techniques can work in almost any industry to help improve sales, leads, subscribers, and more, while also building instant trust and authority. But to see how it works, first we need to understand how to be a good friend and not a bad one. So, have you ever sat down to chat with someone you've not seen in a while and then it hits you why you haven't caught up in years? As they keep talking, you realize at no point have they asked you about anything to do with you or your life. All they do is talk about themselves over and over, often just waiting for you to finish so they can talk about themselves again. Maybe they're intimidated by you or proud and just want to tell you what they've been up to, but it just comes across as selfish and rude. The thing is, most companies write case studies just like this, and that's why they don't work. Here's the awesome thing we did. Here's why we are great. How we got X company 30% more leads, etc. The problem is that there's a disconnect here. As the company, you're thinking, if I tell them how great we are, they'll want to work with us or buy our stuff. It makes total sense, right? But to the audience, they read that and it just feels like you're boasting. Worse, it doesn't resonate because anyone can provide a service or a product. What's the guarantee that this would work for them and their situation? What you really need to do is help them see themselves in that result, because people don't buy from you because you're the best. At least not usually. They buy from you because they want something in their lives to change, but they're not sure of the best solution that fits them. That's why you need to help them see that this is possible. You need to stop trying to make you the hero of the story, and instead you need to make the person you helped in the case study the focus. They need to be the hero. This will not only help the audience pay more attention, but it'll also help remove any doubts and fears, because they're reading about someone who got results who's just like them, and they think, oh wow, this person's just like me. If they can do this, then it should work for me too.
He's beginning to believe.
For example, in my case study, I made the entire post about the customer. The headline was their result, how an e-com store made $18,000 in sales from just $114 in ads in only 48 hours. The headline is focused on them and their result, not me and my skills. Then the introduction immediately starts to talk about the customer and who they are and their situation. In fact, the only time we're not talking about them is when we quickly outline the process of what happened so that people skimming the post could see and decide if they wanted to keep reading or not. Then we get back into talking about the client as the hero. More specifically, we talk about their lives before and after, what they've tried, what worked, what didn't work, as well as their goals and what they wanted to achieve and why. Why would we do this? Simply because these few bits of information can make a huge difference in your conversion rate. This is because there's always a deeper meaning behind everything that we do as humans. For example, if we said that we wanted more sales or more traffic to our website, there's a deeper reason for this, right? More sales might mean more peace of mind or even allow you to work less on your business and spend more time with your family. And so if we speak to the customer and find out these things and then add them into the case study, especially if we use their own language that they use to describe this, well, now it resonates even more because the pain points and goals align even better with the reader's own deeper motivations. They feel and want the same things, and this makes them want to take action even more. It feels like what you're doing is just for people like them. However, there is one more thing that I did totally differently that made people not only pay immediately, but I even had websites linking to my case studies and sending me traffic and sales. How? By giving away the entire process away also. For example, if we look at my case study, it's actually a blend of a case study with a how-to guide. Once we frame the situation of the hero, the client, and what they're in, we walk through all the steps we took with them, what worked and what didn't work until we got the end result. We go through the strategy, the planning, how we set it up, what to click on, the ads we ran, etc. Basically giving away a full guide of the process. Now I know what you're thinking. This means that the reader of the case study could, in theory, just run the same campaign themselves and try it out. And some of them will do that, and that's fine because these people were never going to be your customers. Maybe they can't afford it yet, or perhaps they just want to take action fast and try it out. But they'll remember the article that helped them and will share and link to your case study like crazy. It adds so much value and authority. Fun fact, I had a reader actually read this case study and follow it and make sales, and then they just sent me $2,000 via PayPal to say thanks. Just totally out the blue, never spoke to the person before, because of the value I gave them. Anyways, what about your ideal customer and when they read this? Well, sharing the entire process with them inside the guide will make them buy faster than ever, simply because they don't want to do these things themselves. They're too busy, they're making money doing the work. However, they do want the results, and they just saw pretty much what working with you will be like and what they can expect the process to follow, because it will be similar to what you just shared. By sharing the content in there, the process, you've pretty much just removed any objections they might have and answered most of their questions in advance. Like I say, it builds authority and trust and sales like you won't believe. Before I wrote this post, I would have client calls where I would have to discuss what I did, the process, the benefits, and basically try and convince them to buy. It was a lot of back and forth, often with multiple emails and weeks until the payment was locked in. But after publishing this case study, people would join a call for 10 minutes to discuss what they needed, and the funds would be in my account within the hour. Zero high pressure sales. The thing is, this method isn't just for services though. If you have a call to action on a post like this for a product, you can watch it fly off the shelves. If you sell protein powder, share individual case studies of people who lost weight and got in shape. Sell a digital training program, share how someone went from waiting tables and being in the lowest tax bracket and being unsure of how they're going to make money to jump into the highest tax bracket after taking your course. Just make sure when you write them to keep making the customer the hero. Be clear on their goals and share the exact process. It really is that easy. That being said though, none of what I just shared with you will work if you struggle to actually write the post. So check out this video next where I break down the exact process that I use to write and edit completely for free. It's the same process that I've used and refined from over 10 years of writing content, and it helps bypass all the common problems that people struggle with. Watch that video now and you'll never get stuck on a blank page again.